Yo, what up guys? SnoopsFrog back on the MissMegaBite Frag account. I'm from Echo Esports. If you're new to the channel, make sure you smash that sub, and if you like today's video, please leave a thumbs up. Now with the meta or data changing recently, I feel like there's a lot more pushing teams out in the arenas, so who better than to put up an attacker and one of the highest DPS attackers in the game, if not the highest. So I'll be stating level 9 stats today. That's the starting level of the card, guys. So without further ado, he has a HP of 180, a DPS value range of 70 to 116, an overall map movement speed of 10.7 kilometers, but while shooting he does drop down to that 2.9 kilometers. Now he has a respawn delay of 30 seconds as is a legendary card, but he does have a great range of 100 meters. He's also strong against mechanized units. So for me, I'd say Volcano is definitely on the fragile side, so I consider the HP to be low, but this is because of the insane DPS. As I said, it's one of the highest in the game. It's only outdone by Wolfson and Jack at the higher end of the DPS value, but at the smallest end of the DPS value and the base range, he gets them all day long. So I'd then call him the biggest damage dealer in the game. Yes, he has the most DPS in the game. Now his movement is great. It's only about 10% slower than Andro, for example, but he does drop a whopping, nearly 2/3 while shooting. Now, with the value of the DPS being so high, coupled with the range, I think this card is very unique. Now, getting into the weapon, the lava launcher. It does have an ammo pool of 12, a reload of 1.6 seconds, a fire rate of 120 with a generous radius of 3 meters. Now the base damage by itself is insane at 54, so you will never land less than 54 damage. Now I find with the DPS the ammo pool is very fair. I was surprised when I seen how short the reload was. I was expecting a long reload due to the high DPS and the fire rate. So the fire rate is nothing fancy, but what does make Lava Launcher a viable weapon is the combination of both the radius, the range, and the base damage. Now, these contributing factors is what makes this lava gun OP. Now, as I said before, he is a little fragile, so he does have that negative, but if you can put up with that HP, you are going to be dealing high amounts of DPS. Now, let's get into his ability, the Magma Ball, and yeah, I'm dragging my feet a little bit because I'm not too excited about this ability. It does have a 10-second cooldown, but it does take a duration of 2 seconds to cast. It does have a generous radius of 4 meters and does a base damage of 108. It also has that push power of 15. Now, with the ability, I'd have to say it's pretty much useless, as it takes that 2 seconds, as I said, to cast, and you will find that you land more DPS if you just stuck to the lava gun in general. And when you use your ability, you're actually forced to reload. So not only are you taking the 2 seconds to cast, then you've got the 1.2 second to reload, so that's 3.6 seconds before you'll be able to use your lava launcher again. So in that 3.6 seconds, the amount of DPS that you can actually deal far outweighs using his special ability weapon. So yeah, I'd say just stick to the lava launcher, guys, and just keep using that. Look, if you can find the perfect timing in the perfect map position, and you think you can use the push power to knock them off the map, especially if it's someone like a Lucha or someone with high HP, it could be beneficial. But the amount of times I get a chance to sort of use that because it takes so long to cast, I'm more than not get caught in my pants down. So I'm learning just not to use it altogether. And I find this is helping the gameplay using this guy on my team quite considerably. Now, Volcano is only second to Jack with DPS, but they're totally different. Jack's smallest DPS value is tiny compared to Volcano's. Not only that, but Volcano gets Jack by 400% in range. So that only leaves Wolfson, but again, Wolfson's small end of the value range is tiny, so these is how I get my stats, and that's how I quote Volcano being the biggest damage dealer in the game. I'll repeat, guys. The biggest damage dealer in Frag is Volcano. You know, he does have his negativity of the small HP, but with that much DPS, you'd have to have some negativity because he's got a fast reload as well. The fire rate's not slow, so there's no other negatives. So the HP would have to be sort of a negative, and I guess with overpowered characters, that's what they sort of do. If you take Ollie, for example, very powerful, has the 100 meter hoverboard range, but very fragile also. But she doesn't do nowhere near the DPS like this, that's for sure. Now, I'm not sure if a lot of you guys are aware, some of you probably are, some of you probably not, but Volcano was actually one of Frag's first legendary cards. So he's been used on and off over the time. As new characters and new legends came off, people did transition, and I believe this due just to the fragile nature of Volcano, because it wouldn't be for his DPS or his overall map speed, because they seem to be quite high. Now, you weren't seeing him at all when they had the defense meta data a week or two ago, but after the last update we're seeing a lot more pushing teams, so I'm thinking this is a great addition to a pushing team just due to the high DPS alone. So I've been playing this character in a few different ways. Number one of my ways is I send my AI forward, and then I'll try and grab their pushers that are coming forward and kill them with my Volcano before moving on to the bunker. Another way is I'll use my Lucha as HP defense and follow behind him and take as many defenders as I can out, but I'm finding there's not many defenders on the map, most are pushers. So I'm finding it is good to sort of hang back and kill their few pushers before you push forward. But that's each to their own and each to their own strategy. That's just my advice on how I'm playing him. Anyway guys, I do hope you enjoyed today's video on Volcano. I am with 3Echo Esports. You've been watching SnoopsFrog on the MissMegaBite Frag account. If you are new to the channel, please smash that sub button. And if you did like today's video, do leave a thumbs up. And I'll catch you on the next vid. Alright, peace out y'all.